Self and peer assessment is where I think we really empower our students to take hold of their learning journeys. When we have kids co-construct rubrics, or if we have them co-construct the set of criteria that we're looking for in a project, they're going to be more able and more capable of looking at their work, reflecting on what the criteria was, and assessing their own work to see if it meets that criteria. In doing that, they also identify gaps in their learning. And by identifying those gaps that they can see, they're better able to goal set and make a plan for how to improve those things.
I use a lot of visuals and check-ins. And so we'll color the happy, sad face. I'll have visuals discussing, in my story, did I show the characters and they color in yes or no? Did I have a setting? They color in yes or no? Did I try my best? And then they can flip it over. Did my partner have characters? Did my partner have a setting? Did my partner try their best? And over time, they learn what to look for, and it becomes more natural for them to assess themselves and each other. And we get into a routine, and that takes a lot of modeling and practice.
As the students get more comfortable, I would suggest that you put them in a position to assess people who they wouldn't normally assess. You default to assessing friends who likely share same beliefs and same values and same strategies and all those sorts of concepts, but there's value in seeing diversity and seeing people that you would normally, and being able to then provide feedback for someone who you may not be as close with, but you still can provide feedback for them. But in order to do that, that means you need to create a pretty safe environment, and that just takes time, so don't do that in September.
One challenge that I have using self and peer assessments is that students aren't usually used to assessing themselves, let alone their peers. So in order to instill that confidence within my students to assess themselves and also assess their peers, I do a lot of modeling. I provide a lot of opportunity for student practice to engage in that self and peer assessment. I walk through that assessment with them, model it with them, demonstrate, role play, and get them comfortable assessing themselves and each other. We sit in table groupings, so we're always discussing and becoming comfortable with each other. We enjoy discussing that learning together and building that community of knowledge within our classroom, and helping each other grow and develop is especially important in our classroom.
We do have our learners that are maybe not as realistic about how they're doing in class, but whenever we do a self-assessment, most of the time I will also do an assessment. Now, most of the time it's really quite amazing. Our assessments are very close. Students that I know are doing well, and that I know they've grasped the material, I know that they have, they've got the outcome, I don't need to have as many conversations with them. I don't need to dig as deep. But students who maybe are assessing themselves quite differently than I would assess them, that's where we want to bring in that observation, but more importantly, the conversation piece, to talk to them about why do you think you gave yourself this mark? And some kids give themselves an assessment that's very, very low. So one of the other challenges we have are those kids that are really, really hard on themselves for whatever reason.
At the end of each unit, we also do a self and peer assessment. So it's a worksheet where students will write down how they did, but also evaluate their teammates. Because in our classrooms, I don't always necessarily get to see every single interaction. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So it's a piece of paper where they can kind of speak to what's happened, if there's anything that we need to address. There doesn't need to be bad blood as we move on to the next project. So we can address the problems in the moment and then move forward. I think self and peer assessment is an opportunity for students to have a voice in their assessment and for them to be included in the evaluation process.